If you're over 60 and you can't figure out why you're staring at the ceiling at 2 a.m., the answer might not be stress, or your mattress, or just getting older. It might be sitting on your dinner plate. There are specific foods that quietly sabotage sleep in older adults, and most people eat at least one of them every single night without knowing it. Let's go through them, one by one, and why they matter more as you age. Why age changes the rules. Here's something most people don't realize. Eating a large meal within 2 hours of bedtime is one of the most common causes of nighttime acid reflux, indigestion, and disrupted sleep in older adults, with fat, red meat, and alcohol being the biggest culprits. And it's not just about what you eat, it's about how your body is changing. As we age, digestion naturally slows down, which means the same heavy dinner that barely bothered you at 40 can sit like a brick in your stomach at 70, especially if you lie down soon after eating. That's why timing and food choice both matter so much more later in life. Most experts, including the National Institute on Aging, recommend finishing dinner 2 to 3 hours before bed. So if you're turning in around 9 or 10, aim to eat by 6 or 7. Now let's talk about the specific foods. Number 1. Caffeine, and not just coffee. This one's obvious, but the why is what surprises people. Caffeine works by blocking adenosine, a brain chemical that's supposed to build up over the day and tell your brain it's time to rest. And here's the kicker for seniors, specifically. Your body processes caffeine more slowly as you age, so its effects can linger for hours longer than they used to. That afternoon iced tea you've been drinking your whole life without issue might now be the reason you're wired at midnight. Remember, caffeine isn't just in coffee, it's in chocolate, some over-the-counter medications, and even certain kinds of cereal. And beyond sleep, caffeine can increase anxiety and make your heart beat faster or irregularly, which can be genuinely risky if you have a heart condition. Number 2. Spicy food. Love your hot sauce? Save it for lunch. Spicy foods often cause heartburn and indigestion in seniors, which is exactly what keeps you tossing and turning at night. So if you can't give it up, eat it earlier in the day and give your digestive system time to settle before bed. This connects to something bigger. Acid reflux becomes more common with age, and lying flat with a stomach full of spice is basically an invitation for it. Number 3. Fried and fatty foods. Meals high in unhealthy fats, fried chicken, greasy burgers, deep fried, anything, are simply harder for your body to digest. And eating them close to bedtime can cause bloating, discomfort, and indigestion that makes falling asleep much harder. And again, this hits seniors harder than younger adults because the natural slowing of digestion with age amplifies the impact of heavy meals, and lying down soon after a heavy, fatty dinner raises the risk of acid reflux and heartburn, both of which are already more common in older adults. Number 4. Sugary foods and desserts. That bowl of ice cream after dinner feels harmless. It's not. A diet high in sugar and refined carbs, think white bread, white rice, pasta, French fries, and of course dessert, can actually cause wakefulness at night and pull you out of the deep, restorative stages of sleep you need most. Sugar spikes your energy levels right when your body is supposed to be winding down, leaving you feeling awake and alert instead of sleepy. So if you have a sweet tooth, satisfy it earlier in the day instead of after dinner. Number 5. Citrus fruit and juice. This one catches people off guard because fruit feels healthy no matter when you eat it. But citrus juices in particular should be avoided before bed. Their acidity, combined with high sugar content, can trigger an upset stomach or a blood sugar spike, both of which make it much harder to relax and fall asleep, and even small amounts can cause discomfort since digestion slows down at night. Save the orange juice for breakfast, not your bedtime snack. Number 6. Alcohol. This is probably the most misunderstood one on the list, because it feels like the opposite should be true. While it's common to think of alcohol as a sedative that helps you sleep, the reality is the opposite. Alcohol may help some people fall asleep faster, but it disrupts sleep quality throughout the rest of the night. It interferes with your sleep cycle and prevents you from reaching the deep, restorative stages of sleep your body actually needs. A nightcap might knock you out, but it's also quietly wrecking the quality of the sleep you get after that. 7. High water content foods. This one's less about digestion and more about something every senior knows too well: getting up to use the bathroom at night. Fruits and vegetables with high water content: celery, cucumbers, watermelon fill up your bladder faster, which means more trips to the bathroom in the middle of the night and more disrupted sleep. It's not that these foods are unhealthy, they're actually great choices earlier in the day. It's purely a timing issue. In fact, experts generally recommend minimizing liquid intake in general before bed, and specifically limiting what you drink within the hour and a half before bedtime to cut down on nighttime bathroom trips. Bonus: watch the salt. One more sneaky one, especially if you have blood pressure concerns. Too much salt can be a real problem for older adults, particularly anyone with a history of hypertension. Experts recommend seniors over 71 limit sodium to no more than 1.2 grams per day, so it's worth checking labels rather than just trusting your taste buds. A salty late dinner won't just affect your blood pressure overnight, it can also contribute to that puffy, uncomfortable, restless feeling that keeps you from settling in. What to eat instead? Now, before you think bedtime has to mean an empty stomach, that's not the goal either. Going to bed hungry can be just as disruptive as eating the wrong thing, so it's fine to have a light snack, something like low-sugar cereal, yogurt, or warm milk. Eggs are actually a smart choice too. They're a natural source of melatonin and tryptophan, and research on older adults in China found that people who ate eggs daily reported better sleep quality overall. A banana or a small bowl of oatmeal works well too: light, gentle on digestion, and won't spike your blood sugar or your bladder. Close. Here's the real takeaway. It's not about eliminating your favorite foods forever. It's about timing. Eat the spicy food, the citrus, the dessert. Just do it earlier in the day. Give yourself a 2 to 3 hour buffer before bed, and let your digestion catch up before you lie down. Small shift. But for a lot of seniors, it's the difference between a restless night and actually waking up rested. If this helped, share it with someone who needs better sleep, and I'll see you in the next one.